4,000 years ago, in the middle of a desert, a city became the wealthiest place on Earth. Not because of oil, not because of a powerful military, not because they got lucky, because they understood money in a way that most people alive today still do not. The city was Babylon, and the financial system they built 4,000 years ago is still running your life right now. Today, we are breaking down every single money secret that made ancient Babylon the richest civilization in human history, and showing you exactly why most modern people are violating every single one of them. Stay until the end, because secret number 7 is the one that will make you genuinely angry at yourself. Here is what we are covering. Pay yourself first. Control your desires. Make money work for you. Guard against loss. Own your home. Secure future income. Increase your earning ability. And the final secret, the one Babylon built everything on, that almost nobody in the modern world practices anymore. Secret number 1, pay yourself first. Every time you get paid, you pay everyone else first. Rent, bills, subscriptions, food, Netflix, that gym membership you haven't used since January. And then, if there is anything left, you call it savings. There is almost never anything left. The Babylonians identified this exact problem 4,000 years ago and solved it with one rule. Before you pay anyone else, before you buy anything, before you do anything, you keep 10% of everything you earn. Not what is left over, 10% off the top, first, every single time. Warren Buffett has said the same thing in different words his entire career. Do not save what is left after spending, spend what is left after saving. Warren Buffett is worth over $100 billion. He learned this from a book about Babylon. The Babylonians understood something your bank does not want you to know. The person you need to pay first is yourself. But saving means nothing if you spend it on the wrong things, which brings us to the secret that will make every impulse purchase feel different for the rest of your life. Secret number 2, control your desires, or your desires will control you. The Babylonians had a word for the things you want but do not need. They called them foolish desires. The richest man in Babylon, a character named Arkad in the ancient texts, described it this way. The gold you keep must be guarded from 2 things, external loss and your own desires. Because your desires, your wants, your impulses, your inability to walk past something shiny without buying it, are more dangerous to your wealth than any thief, any bad investment, or any economic crisis. Behavioral economists today call this present bias, the tendency to value immediate pleasure over future benefit. The Babylonians did not have behavioral economists. They just called it being human. Every subscription you do not need, every upgrade you did not ask for, every limited time offer you panicked into buying. Your desires are not your enemy. Your inability to distinguish between a desire and a need is the thing that keeps you broke. Now here's where it gets wild, because secret number 3 is the concept that banks have been using against you your entire life. Secret number 3, make your gold work for you. Money sitting in your wallet is not wealth. It is just delayed spending. The Babylonians understood compound interest 4,000 years before most modern people learned what it means. They understood that every coin you put to work, in trade, in land, in lending, creates more coins. And those coins create more coins, and eventually, the coins are working harder than you are. Arkad described it as an army of golden slaves working for you while you sleep. Every coin you invest becomes a worker. Every return that worker generates becomes another worker. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. He also said those who understand it earn it. Those who do not, pay it. Your bank charges you compound interest on your debt. The Babylonians charged compound interest on their loans. The mechanism has not changed in 4,000 years. Only which side of it you are standing on determines whether you are building wealth or slowly giving it away. Moving on to the secret that sounds obvious until you realize almost nobody actually follows it. Secret number 4. Guard against loss. The Babylonians had a rule about this that sounds almost insultingly simple. Do not lose money. That is it. But embedded inside that simple rule is a profound financial philosophy, that the primary goal of any wealth-building strategy is not maximum gain, it is minimum loss. Before you ask, how much can I make, ask, how much can I lose? Before you invest, understand the downside completely. Before you trust anyone with your money, verify their track record obsessively. Warren Buffett's 2 rules of investing. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. He learned this from the same ancient wisdom. The Babylonians watched people lose fortunes by chasing high returns without understanding risk, by trusting strangers with their savings, by investing in things they did not understand. 4,000 years later, the same people are losing the same fortunes in exactly the same ways. Crypto, NFTs, that friend's business opportunity. The bricklayer who invested in jewels he knew nothing about. He was Babylonian, and he lost everything. But that's nothing compared to the next secret, because this one involves where you live. Secret number 5. Own the land beneath your feet. The Babylonians believed that a man who owned his home had a foundation. A man who paid rent had nothing. Property ownership in Babylon was not just about shelter, it was about permanence, security, and removing the single largest recurring expense from your monthly obligations. When you own your home, you are building equity, real, tangible, growing wealth with every payment. When you rent forever, you are building someone else's equity with every payment. The average American pays over $1.5 million in rent over their lifetime, over $1.5 million, to own absolutely nothing at the end of it. The Babylonians watched this happen in their own markets, people spending their entire productive lives enriching landlords instead of themselves. They did not call it rent. They called it paying someone else to become wealthy with your money. The terminology changed. The math did not. Moving on to the secret that nobody thinks about when they are young, and everybody regrets ignoring when they are old. Secret number 6. Secure income for the future. The Babylonians had a concept they described as preparing for the time when you can no longer work. Not retirement in the modern sense, something more fundamental, the understanding that your ability to earn money has a time limit. Your body has a time limit. Your energy has a time limit. Your market value has a time limit. And if you do not build systems that generate income independently of your direct labor, the day you stop working is the day the income stops. Social Security was designed to replace approximately 40% of your pre-retirement income. The average American needs about 80% to maintain their lifestyle. The math does not work. The Babylonians solved this by investing in income-generating assets, land that produced crops, businesses that generated profit, lending that returned interest. They understood that building wealth is not about how much you make while you are working. It is about how much continues coming in when you are not. And now, the secret that explains why some people always seem to earn more no matter what happens. Secret number 7. Increase your ability to earn. This is the one that will make you angry at yourself. The Babylonians had a concept that sounds modern but is 4,000 years old, that the most important investment you can make is in your own skills, knowledge, and ability to generate income. Not in the stock market, not in property, not in gold. In yourself. Akkad, the richest man in Babylon, started as a poor scribe. He became wealthy not because someone gave him money or because he got lucky. He became wealthy because he obsessively improved his ability to provide value, to do things others could not do, to know things others did not know, to solve problems others could not solve. Alex Hormozi built a multi-hundred-million-dollar business empire starting from almost nothing, specifically by investing everything he had into learning, into skill, into the ability to create and communicate value. The Babylonians called this the most reliable path to wealth. Not because it is glamorous, because it is the one thing no economic crash, no inflation, no bad investment, no corrupt government can ever take away from you. Your skills leave with you. Your savings can be inflated away. Your property can be taxed. Your business can fail. But what you know and what you can do is yours permanently. And finally, the secret that Babylon built everything on, the one that ties all 7 of these together, the one that almost nobody in the modern world practices anymore. Secret number 8, start now. Not when you are ready, not when the conditions are perfect, now. This is the one that finished Babylon. The ancient texts describe a man who understood all 7 secrets perfectly. He could recite them. He agreed with them. He intended to follow them. He just never started, because the time was not right, because he needed a little more stability first, because he wanted to understand it better before committing, because next month would be better, because next year made more sense. Research on financial behavior consistently shows that the single biggest predictor of long-term wealth is not income level, not investment returns, not market timing. It is starting age. A person who starts investing $200 a month at 22 will retire with more money than a person who invests $500 a month starting at 35. Not because of discipline, not because of intelligence, because of time. And time is the one thing you cannot buy back. So here is the uncomfortable truth underneath all 8 of these. The richest city in human history did not discover anything supernatural. They discovered discipline, patience, self-awareness, long-term thinking, the willingness to delay gratification today for security tomorrow. Pay yourself first, control your desires, make money work, guard against loss, own your foundation, secure your future, invest in yourself, and start now. 8 secrets, 4,000 years old, still almost universally ignored. So here's the question. Which of these 8 secrets are you currently ignoring in your own financial life? Drop it in the comments. Be honest. Because Babylon built the richest civilization in history following these rules, and collapsed the moment they forgot them. Subscribe to Storynomics, because the ancient world figured out money 4,000 years ago. It would be a shame to keep ignoring it.